Townend prepares to get this game started. Interestingly, just noticed in front of us the Huddersfield Giants contingent just sitting in front of us, much shadier at this side of the ground, and they will try and take advantage of that as well. So the kick-off comes. We're underway in this round 5 match between York City Knights and Huddersfield Giants. And it's the Knights with possession first of all.
Tara Stanley, you've got to watch her footwork near this part of the field. I'm sure she'll tip on here to Renouf.
And there she goes. There's a step. There's a step from Stanley. Stanley keeps it moving, and there's the first try of the game for York City Knights. And the Knights...
Lacey Owen it is.
The Knights get things started with Lacey Owen. First time in the Huddersfield Giants 20, and they come away with the points.
Well, from where we're stood, Sharon, Lacey Owen and Tamsin Renouf, they look very much alike. But that footwork there from Stanley, off her right foot, back onto the left, and finds Lacey Owen there, just being patient, holding, knowing that she's got that in her. And then just a simple score.
For Huddersfield Giants, Frankie Townend getting to her feet as well. Here's Dodd once more, fancies the chances with that handoff again that we see in Holly Dodd's game. She'll be brought down just short. And Peach looks to the right. Stanley is prowling. Peach goes herself. Peach crashes over. She didn't need any support from her teammates that time, and the Knights eventually get their second try.
They all open up, perhaps too much. And Sinead Peach, she's far too clever. She just sells the dummy to Jazz Bell and just gets in between the Huddersfield players, Oates I think it was, and just puts the ball down.
Again, Huddersfield having to come forward in 2s and 3s to complete that tackle. It'll be energy sapping in this weather as York launch the attack once more with Stanley. Oh, what a step round from Tara Stanley. We see it from her so many times, and that was a lovely try to come from York City Knights.
Just do it on her own. Tara Jane Stanley, we just see once more, ball going from left to right, and it's Stanley out the back. She just puts the afterburners on and coasts around that edge, that left-hand edge of Huddersfield Giants to put the ball down under the post for an easier conversion. Out the back there, gets round the centre, winger can't do nothing about it, and it's a great try from her.
And Butler spotted it and decided not to do anything with that possession. So here's Owen. She's got support from Stanley. Nice out to Renouf. Renouf goes forward. Is Renouf going to go in? The cheers on the far side suggest she has. The referee suggests she has. And York City Knights score with Tamsin Renouf,
who scores a try, and we saw a speculator from the full-back earlier. Now this one wasn't as far, but equally the pass was just as good. You watch it there, floats over the top, misses Andrade out, and Renouf, she has a lot of work to do, doesn't she, to get that ball down. But we just see now, it goes out to Owen, out the back. A ball across the face of Andrade.
Forward.
Owen goes back towards Andrade. Andrade driving forward. Will her strength take her over? Andrade's doing her best. Her arm's out there, but the referee says she's held up.
That's brilliant from Huddersfield, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You know, you felt that it was just going to cave in, didn't you? There was a moment through Renouf earlier where centre winger combined just to shut the door on her, and then Andrade with a direct hard carry. Just look at the effort there to deny her putting that ball down. 3 bodies underneath in the claret and gold. That's terrific stuff. I think this is the moment where they get them.
So York moving it, working it beautifully there, back on the field. Sorry.
Yeah, brilliant training ground move there it was, wasn't it, between them?
Good drive back as well from the Huddersfield Giants defence. Here goes Dodd. Nice step from Holly Dodd. Holly Dodd goes forward. She will score from this, as we predicted, 20 metres out. And Holly Dodd, some great footwork from the second row forward, extending that lead for York.
Yeah, it was off the back of a training ground move, wasn't it, from the base of the scrum. It looked fancy on the eye, but the Huddersfield Giants, they didn't fall for it. And the next play is just a simple, direct carry. It was a wonderful right foot step off Dodd. She just goes there, steps through the gap, mark in between them, and it just looks like tired attempts at tackles, doesn't it, if we're brutally honest. You know, they're just a simple carry. And that's their one and only chance, I believe, gone.
And here comes Tara Stanley now for the Giants. What a footwork coming in from her, gaining more metres, I think, laterally before she finds her way forward. But she's still going. And look at what she has gained for York City Knights. It might not be that direct route, but my goodness me, that was effective.
Yeah, I think she nearly beat every single player on the field there.
Yeah, one way or another, without a doubt.
A joy to watch.
It's Wood now for York.
That's 2.
brought down just short of the halfway line. Can the Knights keep that progress going? Can they get a bit of a roll on in this set? Here's Sinead Peach, and she's got daylight now in front of her. Gets around the last defenders, but the people are coming in. Good work, good cover coming back from Huddersfield Giants, but certainly the Knights now with a little bit more impetus to their play. Here's Tamsin Renouf, the space out wide, and it's taken by Ashley Hyde, and she gets a walk in the end. A lovely flowing move upfield from York City Knights, and they come away with the 4 points.
Yeah, we'll take that back 3 players early, and it all started with Tara Stanley. Then off the back of that, it was Butler. A wonderful run from 9. Just had the defensive unit of Huddersfield Giants at 6s and 7s. There wasn't even enough players back behind the ball, such as the pace and the speed and the directness of this York City Knights side. It started off there with a wonderful feat, the dancing feet of Tara Stanley Jane. Must have beat 12, 11, 13 players on the field with her footwork before Burton. I think Tori Townsend tackles her. And then off the back of that, it was a carry from this girl here, Sinead Peach. Look at the efforts there from the Giants. They're all very tired efforts, aren't they? You know, such of the amount of work that they've had to do. But then once the play of the ball's been done, they just do very smart play, move the ball to the edge, know where the space is, and it's a walk-in, isn't it, for the try scorer in the corner. And Ashley Hyde gets her first try of the afternoon.
What can the Knights do? Can they extend that lead? Peach takes it herself, looks to get it away. She's got support from Stanley, who was backtracking to get herself back on side. The kick goes over. Taken by Renouf. Here's a great chance for the Knights, and Renouf does what she needs to do and stretches out and takes advantage. York City Knights, 34-0.
Passes the ball, offloads the ball back to Tara Jane Stanley, just there. After she's played it, she then stays alive, puts a perfect crossfield kick in, and Renouf can just do the dancing footwork and get over the line as well. She's everywhere at the moment, that girl in the screen. Left peg kicker over the top. Inch perfect for Renouf. Yeah, they're shot to pieces at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, and 1 or 2 of the little passes like that are starting to stick now for York City Knights as well. Here's Ward and there's Bell,
brilliant.
and the line opens up for Jazz Bell, and Jazz Bell is in underneath the post. Back-to-back tries in the space of just a couple of minutes for York City Knights.
And manages to race the final 15 metres and put the ball down. But it was her offload that initially set it off. We see Peach there to one another, Wood, Dodd, all combining. And it's Bell that just goes straight under the H's. A brilliant try. Dodd to Wood, and just that threatening the space, punching outside the hole there.
The ball goes along to Owen. She looks to see who's there. Who is there? It's Tara Stanley. Stanley bats off Nadioli. Keeps going. Nadioli keeps going with her. Hangs off her back almost there and does well to bring her down. This is a last. A quick play of the ball from Peach to Renouf. Renouf doesn't need any help. She's in. That's the hat-trick. York City Knights score again.
It's off the back of the quick play of the ball from the player of the match for me, Tara Stanley. You know, Tara Jane Stanley, she's had 3 try assists, 4 goals to her name, possibly 5 to come. A try herself. She's been brilliant.
But let's see if York can get through. Still got tackles left in the bag. The ball again to Stanley. Steps off 1 foot. The pink boots go flashing through, and she's in. The referee just looks at the touch judges and points to the spot. Tara Jane Stanley adds another 4 points.
Another try to her name, 2 tries, number of try assists, kicking goals, main kicker of the ball as well in general play. And just look at this footwork there, all off that right foot. Just has the nounce about her just to get that ball down as well. There's nothing on here, is there? This is just pure instinctive running from a terrific rugby league player.